of course, of course.
Yeah. This is where your mum watches the show and she rings up.
Yeah.
So, poem to my mum. Hang on, make sure I get the page. Bear in mind, I'm a really slow reader. I mean, really slow. Like, I struggle talking.
That's lucky. I'm a slow listener.
I'll talk slowly for you then. Some cranes there for you as well. You gave birth to me on the 5th of June. I remember that for your birthday. You comforted me with a softened tune. Nursed me to sleep with a mother's love. Stroked my head with an angel's touch. I'm going to start crying halfway through this, I know I am. I'm an emotional wreck, me. You fed me, clothed me, and raised me right with morals. You taught me brains over brawn would settle my quarrels. As I grew older, you stayed my mother. Distance would never distance each other. You cried as I left, as they dressed me in green. You're always my mum, but my oath to the Queen. They carved me and trained me and sent me to war. Mum, I'm your son, but your child no more. Into the desert, I soldier through fear. 1,000 miles away, I feel you near. I stare death in the face 1,000 times over. My face is disfigured, my war is over. 1,000,000 times I have sat and I've cried. Another battle to fight, but this one's inside. My enemy and I is one in itself. The streams in my head, so nothing can help. Hold on. I thought the page was over. Bear in mind, this book that I've bought, it's not a collector's item anymore, mate. The amount of notes I've taken out of it. A cuddle from you can stifle pain for a while. There's no other bond stronger than mother and child. I need you now, as I needed you then. Mum, I'm in your arms, your child again. Like, that's like proper touching. You know? Right, today, Veterans Opinion, we have Gary Green.
Hello, mate.
How are we doing?
Good.
Good.
Nervous.
Nervous? I'm more nervous, mate. Like I said, I haven't took my CBD, so I'm fucking shitting dog. But here we are. We'll move forward. Sorry about the temperature in here as well. It's fucking freezing.
Might stop me fucking sweating.
It's what?
It's probably a good thing. Might stop me sweating.
I was going to say, wardrobe malfunction. Dress the same as me.
Repping the brand.
Who's right flank?
Right flank.
Who is it?
Best sporting clothing you can get. Website's down at the minute,
Yeah, man.
but the new line is coming.
Sweet. I'll look into that.
And helping veterans as well, so.
Mega. Absolutely mega. Checks in the post. Right. So you're veteran.
Mhm.
You're from the regiment, Rifles Regiment. You were 4 rifles.
Yep, 4 rifles.
Can you tell us a little bit about that, about how you joined or age, stuff like that?
Yeah, I was, I think like council estate background, you know, like most of the lads, not had the best start in the world, wasn't sure where I was going, what I wanted to do. A lot of my childhood was shaped by your childhood heroes, action heroes. I remember before I was joining the army, I was always watching that Ross Kemp Ultimate Force.
Yeah.
And there was something about being able to be, I suppose, not like quite a hero complex, but being a macho figure. There was something about that always sort of appealed to me.
The alpha male.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
somewhere where I could go and do something exciting, which was probably not a prospect that I had anywhere else. So I remember it all started when I was actually doing mechanics at college.
Okay.
I wasn't really enjoying it. And we had a bloke come in and he was talking about joining the Royal Engineers. And then that started sort of sending me down that
The military route, like.
military
Yeah.
route. But then once I got into the careers office and saw the videos, everything like that was Gucci was the infantry.
Yeah.
You know, they was doing all the exciting stuff. It was like a exercise video. So you could see the pyrotechnics going off, the blokes running around, you know, the BFAs on, but you didn't really know what that was at
The
the time.
bullshit.
Yeah, but you could see it and it just looked like, oh, fucking, that's exciting.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is actually an avenue that is open to you, and you can join this, and then you can go and experience your own movie.
Yeah.
You know, you can be the star of Ultimate Force if you want. You can be fucking Saving Private Ryan, all these exciting things that you had seen growing up as a kid that sort of got your adrenaline pumping.
Yeah.
It's like you can go and do that. That was what I loved and what always appealed to me, and which from my first day to my last day always stuck with me, and it sticks with me now. It's why when you come out, it's like, oh, fucking hell, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And it's why kids love playing fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Because they get to inject a little bit of that crack that we used to live.
Yeah.
What you don't see is then the other side of it.
The after
So it was
effects.
always the exciting stuff that appealed to me and drove me forward. And it was like that from my first day to my last day. So I was 18 years old. Went off to Catterick. With 2 lads from Banbury as well, Scott and Richard.
What year was this?
November 2007.
Right.
So I went off, done my training, passed out as best recruit. I loved it from my first day, literally. Even I always understood what they were trying to teach me.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of bullshit and a lot of weird things, but it's always shaping your future as a soldier. So I remember you referenced the part in my book where I talk about breaking down the pre-patrol admin.
Yeah.
Now, to anyone else, if you say, all right, what we're going to do is we're going to go out camping, but at 3 o'clock in the morning, we're going to fucking throw grenades at you, we're going to shout, fucking everyone fucking move, pack your kit away, blah, 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 blah. You sort of think, well, this is a fucking pointless exercise. Why are you making me do this?
Yeah.
You know, you're ruining the camping trip. But to break down the mentality side of that, it's to get you to a point where when things happen, you need to react quickly.
Worst case scenario.
It's being drilled that, you know, if I do my boots in 5 seconds, pack my gonk back away in 5 seconds, do this in 5 seconds, you're ready in like
a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if not, and you're not drilled to that extent of how to do this, how to do that, it can be 5 minutes and 3 people die.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. So I always, even what seemed pointless tasks, always spoke to a side of me that I knew this is preparing me.
Yeah.
And it sounds stupid, but I sort of enjoyed that character building side, or that, you know, that mentality changing process.
Yeah.
And I think that is something that sticks with the military literally through their lives, as you know, even they get into their 60s, everything like that. I think that stays with them. So I enjoyed that. Got to battalion, met like friends for life, like the lads. That's when it, like your driving test teaches you how to drive. Driving actually teaches you how to drive, if you know what I mean. That's
exactly. I always say that it's like you can pass Catterick. Doesn't make you a soldier. I don't know if you're the same. I think most people are. When you finish off in Catterick and you go, you got your ferrets, and then you're good to go. You get to battalion and you're bowling there going, I'm a soldier. You're not, because as soon as you get into the battalion, you get to that platoon, you're shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the sergeants and the screws let you know that as well. Even though you're, like you said, best rifleman. I was best rifleman. And I thought, I'm epic, me.
Yeah.
And I got there, and everyone go, you best rifleman? You fucking mincer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you learn to be a soldier then over time with your platoon.
100%. And that's that has a lot of upsides and a lot of downsides.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're not bullied, but you go from big fish, small pond, to very, very little fish, very, very
massive pond, lake,
big pond, and some people can get swallowed up by that, or what most of us do, we adapt to the situation to survive in that big pond, and that often means doing things that, you know, out your comfort zone, or doing things that you wouldn't normally do, but you're doing it to fit in. You're doing like nasty things to fit in. And I think that's where a lot of your mentality can really get shaped.
Yeah.
And that's perfect for whilst you're in the army.
Yeah.
And you got to go and do things like war, which to a civilian it would be very unnatural to sort of like take them out and say, right, I just want you to shoot this person.
Yeah.
Why? Well, it's the enemy. You got to shoot them.
Without that condition and build
Yeah, you
up.
know, they'd be like, well, what have they done?
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
but-
They'd always question it rather than just go, okay, that's my job, that's my role.
Yeah, but what the army does, and I think it's from Catterick, they teach you, and then you're shaped within your battalion of, well, I'm gonna die for these blokes, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna kill for these blokes, and it doesn't matter who, what, where, or why.
Yeah.
And that's a very strange mentality to develop, but I believe it starts from day one.
But that mentality, if you never had that mentality, you'd go, like you said, if you took a civilian, put them straight into Afghanistan,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the why and the when, and they're like, well, I'm not, they question everything, but because you're conditioned to a point where, and especially with living in a close knit platoon, they are your family. You see them more than your family. You know what I mean, and if you spend enough time with someone long enough, you naturally get in a bond with them.
Yeah.
So that's what you naturally do. Do you think that when you got to Afghanistan, because you got there in 2009, you took over us,
Right.
didn't you?
Yeah.
So we were there the summer tour, and then you took over the winter, didn't you?
Well, I was there from 9th of June till 21st of August.
Oh, so it was like a crossover then.
Right.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
done the election support force.
Yeah.
So we was in Nadi Ali South, PB,
Yeah, yeah,
Barang, around
yeah,
that
yeah.
area.
We were at Bob Jackson and Whiston around
Yeah.
there. But yeah, I remember your boys coming in, doing the takeover and that. Do you found that when you got to Afghan, that you naturally fitted in? Like when you started to get into your routine, do you think it was a natural thing, or do you think you had to work to get into a routine? Because obviously with me, when I was in the block and in camp and stuff, was with the lads, it was natural, up in the morning, routine, breakfast, patrols, exercises, XYZ, then come back. That was routine. After my first week of being in Bob Jackson, we went into that routine again. So the only thing that was different was the heat, and obviously it was a real threat. But in my head, it wasn't a threat because it was just another routine day. If that makes sense. Did you feel that, or
No, not really.
did you were aware that the threat was real? And
No. That definitely become routine.
yeah,
It was just it was surreal. So although there was a threat, I didn't ever think it was going to reach me.
Yeah.
You know, I just thought, like, naively, we'll always fucking kill them all.
Yeah.
You know, that was my mindset of like, well, if we fucking see him, we'll just fucking kill him.
Yeah.
You know, no thought of like,
Yeah.
oh, but I could get killed.
yeah, you don't.
You know,
No, you
And
don't.
a lot of the time, what a lot of the problem was is that it wasn't a fight where it was like you see each other.
Mm.
They shot from murder holes, which people don't know is in the compound walls.
Yeah.
They cut out a little circle in the brick, stick an AK-47 in there, and that's how they fire at you.
First, yeah. You
or
reference
on
that in your
top
book.
of the walls.
That's what I was going to cover in your book. The very first bit, it says what people like to ask all the time
Mhm.
is, have you ever killed anyone?
Mhm.
And you said, might have, might not.
Yeah,
And
I wouldn't know.
that's a very, unless you're on a scope, and you're actually seeing the hit. It's very, very hard. We obviously we had a lot of contacts and we had a lot of kills out there, but it was only because it was witnessed at a close range.
Mhm.
Majority of the time, those contacts were well over 200-300 meters away.
Yeah, exactly the same.
And
as
the
us.
only way you know it's there is because you see the muzzle flash, and
Mhm.
it's a quick flash, and you pummel that area, and you suppress it, and then you maneuver and you move.
Yeah.
So, by the time you got over there, that body's been dragged away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you'd never really know. So
it was exactly the same as
the only
us.
way you knew is because the firing stopped, and you
Mhm.
knew that there was a big chance that you got him.
Yeah,
But-
all we ever really got is if it was close, you got the whiz.
Yeah.
Or it was allowed, you got the like
yeah.
over the head of the air cracking, and then they were gone. They run away. They're in flip flops. They're in dish dashes. You know, we're carrying £100 worth of kit.
Yeah.
They can just drop the AK, jump on a moped. They're out there, off to the next compound, do it again.
Yeah.
Off to the next compound, do it again, and you just end up chasing your tail.
That's it.
So
But it's their land, it's their ground.
yeah,
That you have enemy TACR ground up in Gaelic Head in Scotland. Well, we'll still fucking suffer because it's freezing cold,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? It's like, it's your ground. But
exactly.
like where we were, they had the cemetery. They had tunnel systems underneath the cemetery,
No.
and they were popping up out of graves, open graves, taking shots. You know what I mean? Well, not open graves because they're obviously buried on the surface, but they were popping up out of holes and stuff. And so the cemetery was massive, it was vast. And they were popping up taking shots, RPGs. And the time you get over there and get a contact going, they're gone.
Yeah, that's what people don't understand. You think you're going into saving Private Ryan.
No.
When you're not, you're getting blown up, shot at.
It's just a
And that's
constant,
it.
constant
Yeah,
360
you're like
ambush,
a
innit?
punch bag. You're just like a punch bag out there. Unless you're special forces, you're coming in low by chopper, dropping on a compound, and you're taking out Osama bin Laden or Taliban leaders.
Yeah.
It's ground domination.
Yeah.
That's all the game is. It's ground domination. Having your presence, going on GDAs, coming back in.
Yeah.
And that's quite disillusional.
Yeah.
Because you think you're going out there to fight, and you're not. You're armed security.
Yeah.
Almost, basically. Do you know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
you build it up in your head.
What you call it? A force, a show of force, basically.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
literally.
They say we're here. It was the same as in Iraq. We were in Iraq in 2006, and we were out there in Bulldogs. You know what I mean? And your guys took over as there as well.
Yeah, they did there in Basra Palace.
Basra Palace, yeah, in the south.
Yeah.
And we got there, and as soon as we were like sat at the gates we had warrior support from the Chindit and all that. Kingos and that were there, and they were like, listen, as soon as you get out that gate, full aggression. Just drive around like an absolute maniac. The way I drive around Liverpool, you know what I mean? Just get out there, full aggression, and let them know that you're here. I was like, well, when we drove in, it was nice and calm, and everyone's like out shopping, and it's like proper westernised, you know what I mean? You want me to go driving down pavements and stuff? Yep, and that was how it was, a show of force, let them know that we're there. And it caused absolute murder, you know what I mean?
Right.
Well, then it's the two sides of it. So you're in Afghan. You've been there for a short while.
Right.
Got into routine. Do you want to talk about the day, the bang?
Yeah, of course.
You have to talk about that,
Yeah, literally
yeah.
doesn't bother me. Yeah, there's worse stuff out there that happened. That literally doesn't bother me at all. Talking about things that happen, and I found that with like the mental health issues that I might discuss later. It wasn't what happened out there that bothered me at all. It was not being able to do that anymore. So yeah, we was going out a patrol to Green 4. It's quite ironic actually, because the day I got injured out, I was supposed to be on leave anyway, but it was cancelled. I was supposed to be on stag, but I swapped with James Piffer, old man Piffer, TA attachment, 7 platoon. And I fucking hated being on stag, it's doggy, innit? So I took his LMG and went out as gunner.
You mentioned that you're excited about it, about having the LMG and getting out and getting some rounds down.
Yeah, because I weren't like an in-camp soldier. I liked being out doing my job.
Yeah, rifleman.
So I went rear support, took the LMG, literally about 50 meters outside the patrol base. We all went firm. I was facing down an alleyway, and the alleyway was sort of in between two compounds. So you had the two compound exterior walls. Facing down there, moved off. Literally, as I stepped off to the right, 2 blasts went off on my left-hand side, flipped me over. I remember I was on my ass, gun had come out my hand, and I was sort of like just looking around on the floor. I thought, oh, well, I'm all right. Check my legs, check my arms, that's the first thing. Automatically assumed, oh, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And it's when I was like, hang on, fucking LMG. It's when I started looking around on the floor, and I could see the blood, like, dripping from the eye.
Yeah.
Almost like a funnel.
Could you see out the eye, or...? Can't remember at the time.
No,
or...
I
obviously
probably
adrenaline's
couldn't have.
pumping, like...
Because it was all closed over anyway. But I could... It was if I was looking through... what's one of those, like, kaleidoscope things?
Yeah.
Remember them?
Yeah, yeah.
It was like I was looking through one of them, but could see the blood coming down. Like looking at a funnel, and there's like red paint going down the funnel. Yeah, it kind of looked like that. And that's just that, I might have been seeing that from my left eye, but I was like reimagining it as if it was looking through the right eye.
Just at that time, your adrenaline's firing up. It's pumping. Your body's trying to correct itself.
Yeah, like there was no pain, no nothing. I thought I was fine. It's only when I saw that, I was like, started to panic, and I was like, it's me, it's me.
Yeah, he said that in
it's
the book.
me.
Yeah. He started shouting it was me.
Yeah, Jonesy come running, he was our section commander, come running over, sat me down. Doris was there, Corporal Day, sniper. Saw straight away and thought, fuck.
Yeah.
Got me in the back of the Mastiff, literally straight back to the patrol base. Vattel was there. Vattel had come running out once he heard the bang. Missed that part. Got me in the back of the Mastiff, took me into the med centre, took photos, and then within about 15 minutes, 2 Black Hawks come down and extracted me out.
It's fast, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really
it was
fast.
quality. That was
that
cool, man. Yeah, the Yanks in the back of the Black Hawk.
Because we had the mates and stuff like that, and big chunky things landing down, and you had to do the drop zone and all that. Absolute nightmare. But it's mad because like stuff like with the Americans and stuff, it's not more fluid, but it's a lot more bangs. It's just there, isn't it? I mean,
I heard they don't use ECM.
no,
I've
no,
always remembered
I've
that
heard
being a rumour, and I weren't sure.
That's what I've been told, that they don't use it. They just go, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so they cut about. We're everywhere with the balance, you know, every step, and they just.
Well,
just
they
literally cut about.
have got like a little pack like that on the back, and apparently that's like a small version of ECM. I was like, well,
not blue, red, and green.
when's that coming? You know what I mean? It's like chip and pin. You know what I mean?
Right.
We're always last to get stuff, aren't we? But so yeah, so you chop it out, and straight to Bastion.
Yeah.
Straight to the field hospital.
Yeah, straight into emergency surgery. The only thing I was really worried about is if I was going to lose my eye or not. But it just seemed the first thought. First, there's a little bit of I'm glad I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, just that very initial. The discomfort's gone.
Do you think that
You
it's
know,
because your body can actually go, relax? I'm not in that
Yeah,
full alert,
probably.
because you're always alert, aren't you? You're always full on alert all the time.
But we had like no cold water, no nothing in our patrol base. So it was like, air
Dust bowl.
conditioning.
Yeah.
You know, I'm washed. I'm not in the same combats. I've got some cold water. I've got some biscuits. You know, there was a tiny fraction of that. And my mate Cass, Ryan Castledine, he had been sent back on to do Carter.
Yeah.
He was going to get made up to Lance Jack. He was going away to do that. So he was actually when I woke up in Bastion, he was there. So that was like, also he's like my best mate.
Yeah.
So seeing him as well, it was like, there's a bit of an elation there. No, I was happy for a very
Bit of mutual
brief
support.
window. Yeah. And then it started to dawn on me what my injury was compared to the lads that were around me. It was like, geez, you know, I'm in here for my eye. You know, there's guys there with no legs and stuff, no arms. That was a bit of not made it feel pathetic, but unworthy of, like, I should be back out with the lads, really.
Yeah.
But I was classed as category A because it's my eye.
Yeah.
Whereas the other category A's are like double amputees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a shitter. And literally within 24 hours, I was on my way back to England because it was category A. I had to be back within England within 24 hours.
Could they see when they're looking at you? Could they see that your eye was damaged at all, or did they know the extent of it?
No, and I think that's why they needed to get me back. So
were you panicking at that stage, thinking, because obviously your eyes is completely closed over?
I think there was too much going on.
Yeah.
It was probably a couple of weeks before I thought, what about if I can't see again? Because I had a patch on.
Yeah.
And then once I knew it was okay, it was like, well, it weren't okay. I'm centrally blind in my right eye. I've got a corneal scar across the back of my retina.
Okay.
During the injury, my eye was split like in a T shape. So there's no eyelashes growing in the middle.
Yeah.
There's a scar tissue. It goes down and across. So during the injury, it was like flapped open, like an envelope. And obviously then just swelled, closed over. When they had done initial surgery, then got the patch off, and had to go through the ophthalmologist and have the tests.
Yeah.
It turns out I've got a corneal scar across the back of my retina. So there's scar tissue on the retina where light comes in and then doesn't give a sight picture.
Oh, so it's like a camera, it reflects at the back. So
Yeah.
Is that damaged? Is that damaged, is it?
Yeah, scar tissue all across the back, which they can't remove.
Right.
So my eyesight centrally is blurry and blind, but is fine peripherally.
Okay.
So if I look down SUSAT, I can't see whatever I'm trying to look at.
but you can see everything around it.
Yeah. So that's why, you know, a rifleman with one eye had to be discharged.
Your right eye as well, yeah.
Yeah. So that was the.
Can I give you an eye
That
insight?
was the sting. They could try.
Go back to Crow.
Right. Give me the LSW.
Were you using them? I think they phased them out, didn't they?
Nah, we had them on. Definitely had them on exercise and pre-Afghan.
That's the first thing I got given.
But
I got a rocked up Crow cannon.
Yeah, but didn't have them out in Afghan.
No, I didn't have an Afghan. No way, no way. They had all the UGLs and stuff, didn't they?
Right.
But,
Yeah, that was huge.
did you have a UGL?
No. That was section commander's weapon.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't get them.
Oh, we did it different because I give the UGLs out to my lads.
No, we had.
Because as a lance jack, if I'm busy with doing the ammunition or casualties and stuff like that, and to me it was just a wasted weapon.
Aye, that's true.
It's just if it's on me, it's slung and I'm dealing with casualties. It could be used in the firefight. That's the way I thought about it anyway.
No, it's good. Thinking rifleman.
You know, but yeah. So obviously you got back. You realised that your sight, it wasn't 100%, but you still had your sight, which is, you know, obviously a good thing. Did that start to have an impact on you? Because obviously the lads were still out there and you were home. Did that start to have an impact on you?
That's when military career went downhill, my attitude went downhill, and it was out the window. Because I already knew from that point that I was never, ever basically going to be a rifleman again. I had to go to Tidworth Garrison.
Yeah.
To see the medical careers officer, and they done an assessment whether I could be medically discharged or not. Now, if I got medically discharged, it meant I got the full payout, full war pension, full honours basically.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give me that because they said I could stay in, I could be a servant in the officer's mess, or I could work in the stores, and then I could sign off in my own time. And that was like
a kick in the bollocks.
Yeah, because it was, I just couldn't imagine anything worse than being held back and seeing everyone progress to a point that I was supposed to.
I believe it's an insult.
It was.
I do believe it's an insult. If you're a soldier and you've been fighting and you're a rifleman and you've worked your way up to a point, and the next minute they go, right, we're not going to give you the discharge because you're able to do this. Like Warren with Richo, we made the first guest. When he got brassed up in Herrick 10, he was tubed up, he was taped up, he couldn't even walk. He was, he was on crutches and that. They put him into the admin office shredding paper. They're going, oh yeah, you can still soldier. That's not soldiering. It might be to some, but not. You know what I mean? You've gone from exactly 2 tours of conflict on combat to shredding paper. Like to me, that's the battalion going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not interested in you anymore. Just do that. Like it is an insult. So did that have a massive effect when it come down to you mentally?
Big time. And that is when I closed myself off completely. Went home every weekend. Didn't stay and see the lads. Didn't want to see them. Didn't want my kit. Didn't want anything.
Why is that?
It's too painful.
Yeah.
It was. I wanted to be in for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to progress. I wanted to take all the card as I could. I wanted to be the best I could.
Yeah.
I hopefully would have gone to the special forces. That's the path I saw for myself.
Every dream.
Career soldier. Yeah. Every infantry's
dream is to be SF.
Yeah.
That was my dream.
100%.
I got back from Afghan. I thought, right, I'd take a year. I was going to do Brecon. I was like, right, okay. I'll go. I want to go down the SF route. I want to go 2-2. Got to do it. That's the dream. It's still my dream now. I'm old as shit now. It ain't happening now. You know what I mean?
I know, but you see it and you still want that.
Yeah, like I see the interviews. I sort of talking like I've got loads of SF guys coming on here talking.
It's
soon.
fucking killer.
And I'm going to sit here and going, I want what you've had. You know what I mean? It's well, that's just the natural progression for infantry. But yeah, it's. I know when you have your dream, not your dreams taken away, but when that is just stopped dead, then they're like, you can't do that.
It was quite, and that's when I was like, fuck this, fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't want that. Went to the RCMO, got a admin discharge. It was the PAP-10 process.
Yeah.
It was a admin discharge on medical grounds. So it was like, I can't do my job anymore because of medical reasons.
Yeah.
Sign off. I think it's like 12 signatures. Took me about a week.
Yeah, you have to go around all the different
Yeah, hand in your kit.
Yeah, go to the
Get
med
signed off.
centre. And, yeah.
Yeah, literally that.
That was, for me, that was degrading, that. Because it
Right.
was like, I was in with the RCMO, and he was like, everything I've done for, like, for the battalion and, for, you know, for everyone else, he was like, yeah, you couldn't even hold a conversation with me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Didn't
He's
give me
just
any
like,
options.
go on.
Yeah.
I was like, what about resettlement? He goes, yeah, you have to have such and such, go and do it.
I didn't even get that.
I didn't. I just fucking walked straight out. So I was
Yeah,
like,
same.
you know what I mean? It's like absolute joke the way they
It was
pushed
like
it out.
basically give up all rights. You signed to say so. I get no military pension. I got no. Remember, you got those enhanced learning credits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got none of that. Literally nothing. It was just get all this signed off, hand in the kit, right week. Yeah, but don't worry about coming back after summer leave. That's you done from the 31st of August 2010. I was like, yeah, fucking good. I was happy.
Yeah.
I was like pissed off, but I was happy because I was at that point turning my back on everything.
Yeah.
Got home, threw everything in the bin. My mum got it all out of the bin. Even like it's quite a treasured memory, but the tankard you get for best recruit.
Yeah.
Even that's like something I can
Mine's full
show
of
my
change in the sink.
grandchildren, stuff like that.
My mate's like, get out, polish it up, put it out.
I
Like,
fucking threw it in the bin.
Yeah.
I threw it all in the bin. My mum got it all out. I threw photos, everything, because I didn't want anything to remind me of like, you know, like Bullseye. Look at what you could have won.
Yeah.
You know,
that's it,
yeah, but I'm going home with fucking voucher for Marks and Spencers.
Yeah.
You're giving away the fucking
10%
speedboat
rail
to
discounts.
somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just threw it all away. Didn't want anything to do with it.
And that's part of your process of blocking everything out, and
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. And that's when I went fucking. I thought if I just rebuild my life outside the army, then anything that happened before doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And trying to do that, I just went full fucking train wreck.
Yeah.
Destroyed everything, and then that's when, like, drinking drugs was the next best thing.
To try and cover it up and block it out.
Yeah, literally, because I felt like, in a way, drugs are fun.
Mm.
So if I'm just fucking having fun all the time, you know, the bad memories can't hurt me.
Yeah.
It's when it
That is the
wears
mentality
off
of a veteran, isn't it?
and
It's
you
like,
go, everything's getting too fucking real again. Does someone want to go out?
more drink.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like, well, if I'm having fucking fun, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just with the fucking boys. Do you know what I mean? Go
Yeah.
out, get in a fucking scrap,
That's
come
it.
home, fucking talk about, oh yeah, it was fucking, did you see me the other night?
And then,
You know,
and then everyone
it's
goes, and then
fucking
you sit there
retarded.
and just closing on yourself.
Yeah, it's fucking retarded, brutish behaviour, but
Yeah,
it's what
it
you
is.
resort back to because, you know, that was like sort of one tangible element of the military I
Yeah,
still had.
yeah.
Well, fucking drinking and fighting with the fucking lads.
Well,
know
I
what
haven't got
I
my
mean?
rifle, I haven't got my kit, but I've still got that mentality. You know
Yeah,
what I
I
mean?
can still socialise,
That's it.
you know.
But it's like I always
Tell
say,
fucking war stories in a smoking area to try and get
But-
fucking fag.
and you, as you're saying it, do you ever get to the point where you're telling a war story and when you first get out and no one's listening,
Oh, yeah.
but you just keep saying it anyway, and then you get angry because no one's listening to you,
Mhm.
and then that echoes forever. Now, if I talk now, and I'm talking to someone, have a conversation, and then they just like look at the phone, I'm like,
Yeah, it's just
fucking
straight
rude
away.
cunt. You
No,
know what I mean? And I think that's just the mentality of it.
yeah, you get used to like a level of respect, and that's that sort of like hero complex of, you know, when you come back and you're in the army, it's like coming home's a novelty.
Yeah.
You know, you come home whether you're in your kit or not. It's like, well, I'm fucking back from the army.
Look
You
at
know what I
me.
mean? Yeah, you feel
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like someone. You told
Yeah.
you someone.
When I got back from Iraq, obviously I'd only been for a few years, so I was still in my head. I was still a crow.
Yeah.
But when I got back
so-
into civic, come home to my family and stuff, I was like, yeah. And I come home, and I always remember sitting in the bar, and everyone else is in work. All my old mates are in work.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's in the week, so I'll go to the pub, and there's always a select group of lads that was always in the pub. You know what I mean? And I'd sit with them and have a few drinks, and then I'd get angry because no one was giving me respect.
Mhm.
If that's the way to say it, getting annoyed, and then I just carry on drinking. And before I knew it, I was knocking 7 bells out of someone outside
Right.
for no reason at
Mhm.
all, just starting on people. Now it's like, why did I act like that? You know what I mean? It's like, you gives a
Yeah,
shit.
it's embarrassing to
You
look
sort
back.
of, switch to like a civic mentality and go, well, no one gives a fuck.
Mhm.
Like, no, obviously no one cares, and it's not that they don't care; it's that they don't understand.
Yeah, those terms are fucking distorted anyway, because as soon as you say civilian and soldier, automatically it's different.
Yeah, there's a war.
It's like we live now by veteran.
Yeah.
What are you? Oh, I'm a veteran. Are you? Or do you work in a warehouse? Oh, well, I work in a warehouse, but I was in the
Because
army.
you're hanging onto it. You know what I mean? Hanging
Yeah,
onto it.
there has to be something to separate you from everyone
Yeah.
else.
But what I did was, and I say it all the time, the way I sort of part of my recovery was saying that the military was a job. It wasn't
Yeah,
bleed
same.
green. It wasn't my life, because when you're in, it's your life.
Yeah, of course
But-
it is. And you're told that from day one.
Well, that's it. But before I went in, I did mechanics. I did
Mhm.
engineering in college. I went and did a few jobs. You know what I mean? A fucking load of jobs. And then I went into the military. And then that wasn't just my career. It's pumped into you and beaten into you to be your life, and that's it. You don't know anything else, and you forget everything else, and you've to the point where you've pushed family away, push friends away. You go, I'm a soldier. Nothing else is going to compare to this. I am the best at what I do, and blah. And you always progress and progress and progress with that mindset. And like you say, when you come to the end of your career, that mindset's still there. You're still pushing forward, but there isn't your routine, or you're not regimented.
No, exactly.
So when lads come out the military, they're like, right, okay. They go, there's no company detail, there's no this, there's no that, and you start to fall apart. And that's why I always say, if I knew now, back then, it'd be a different story, because straight away I go, right, find a new passion before I got out, find a new focus before I got out, re-regiment myself in a different way, what I know, you know what I mean?
That's where I think the work needs to be done. For me, it's Gucci fucking taking lads away and on a holiday, you know, we'll teach you how to fucking ski or something. Well, yeah, but who's gonna fucking buy my skis after I come back?
Exactly.
Do you know what I
mean?
mean?
We're going to go skiing in Birkenhead.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
There needs
we're
to
going
be
to ski in Liverpool.
There needs to be. We're gonna help you set the foundations for your future.
Yeah.
And I think that needs to be done in the army.
Yeah.
You know, because when you talk, oh, fucking civvies don't know they're born. Well, yeah, but now I'm a civvy.
Yeah.
So do I not
I
know
haven't
I'm
got a
fucking
clue.
born now?
Yeah, yeah. I remember when I was leaving, they put me down to they took me to Lisburn, because I was based in Ballykillen. They put me in Lisburn. They're doing a CV writing day. A CV writing day. So I went in there, sat down, piece of paper, go, write your experience and your key skills, written all out, just copied off the board like that. And they go,
Yeah,
oh, that's good, that, yeah?
Yeah.
I was like, right. So what next? They go, oh, you're done, that's it.
Yeah, do you know what I
Just
mean?
type it up. I'm like,
no reason of why it's important.
I could have
what
copied
it can
that off
do.
Google.
Oh, yeah.
Did we have Google then? When did Google come out? When did Google come out, Sean?
Fuck knows.
Oh, we did have Google. I think I was using Yahoo then. I think that's a Whittle thing.
Oh, Jeeves. Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves,
That
remember
was
him?
one, man.
Is he
Yeah,
still about,
yeah.
is he? Or is he
Fuck knows.
creamed it?
Meghan
Ask-
Markle grassed him up. He's fucking. he's done for. He's been cancelled, mate. Cancel culture. He's done.
Meghan Markle. September
Oh,
1998.
fucking hell.
Shit, man. Didn't realise it was that old. How old's Facebook? Do you have MySpace?
Nah, I didn't have a computer. I didn't have a laptop till I was about fucking 19.
Yeah. February the 4th, 2004.
Well, no, I remember it.
I was using MySpace then, I'm sure
I
it
think I
was.
set one.
Or Microsoft or some shit. My what? I thought you said MySpace.
Was Bebo? People had Bebo.
What's that?
I don't know. I didn't have it.
We're going off subject there, fuck me.
Aye.
Anyway, yeah, going back, that's throwing me right off that now. When does Twitter come out?
When could you start googling tits? That's when I remember the internet.
No, that's got me right off now. Yeah, so obviously you you felt pushed out and you threw everything in the bin and all that, and your mum pulled it back out. Why do you think your mum pulled it back out? For memories or something, or?
Yeah, she's smarter than me. So she knew that there would be a time when I would be able to
Stomach
have that stuff
Yeah.
and be proud of it,
Yeah.
rather than see it as
Did you know she
something
took it
I
out?
lost.
Did you
Nah.
know she just took it on the sly, yeah?
yeah.
So
hit
what
it.
was like uniform combat, like stuff like that?
No,
or,
nothing like that. No, I'd handed all that in.
like medals
My
and
beret,
insignias? Stable
fucking
belt.
stable belt. I was gonna say snake belt, and the fucking snake belt, the stable
Twos.
belt. My medal, photos, Afghan t-shirts,
Yeah.
DVDs, stuff like that.
When we had DVDs back then.
Yeah, you wouldn't have them now, would you?
So, so with your mum doing that, obviously you were close to your mum.
Mm.
You really are. You are close to your mum. You written a poem in the book for it, didn't you? I was reading it, and I was taking. I think I've marked it here somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, poem to my mum. Do you mind if I read this out?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. This is where your mum watches the show and she rings up.
Yeah.
So poem to my mum. Hang on, make sure I get the page. Bear in mind, I'm a really slow reader. I mean, really slow. Like I struggle talking.
That's lucky. I'm a slow listener.
I'll talk slowly for you then. Some cranes there for you as well. You gave birth to me on the 5th of June. I remember that for your birthday. You comforted me with a softened tune, nursed me to sleep with a mother's love, stroked my head with an angel's touch. I'm going to start crying halfway through this, I know I am. I'm an emotional wreck, mate. You fed me, clothed me, and raised me right with morals. You taught me brains over brawn would settle my quarrels. As I grew older, you stayed my mother. Distance would never distance each other. You cried as I left, as they dressed me in green. You're always my mum, but my oath to the Queen. They carved me and trained me and sent me to war. Mum, I'm your son, but your child no more. Into the desert, I soldier through fear. 1,000 miles away, I feel you near. I stare death in the face 1,000 times over. My face is disfigured, my war is over. 1,000,000 times I have sat and I've cried. Another battle to fight, but this one's inside. My enemy and I is one in itself. The stream's in my head, so nothing can help. Hold on. I thought the page was over. Bear in mind, this book that I've bought, it's not a collector's item anymore, mate. The amount of notes we're taking out of it. A cuddle from you can stifle pain for a while. There's no other bond stronger than mother and child. I need you now, as I needed you then. Mum, I'm in your arms, your child again. Like, that's like proper touching. You know what I mean? Like, did you write that when you were out there?
No. No, I wrote that when I was back. I'd gone through a full circle.
Yeah.
So I'd sort of been a proper mummy's boy.
Yeah.
When I was a child. Joined the army, had it sort of kicked out of me a bit. Come back, tried to be independent, went and lived on my own, fucked everything up, ended up back in my mum's council house.
Yeah.
So I'd done like a full circle. And you know, my mum's a strong lady. She never dropped me when she should have.
Yeah.
You know, when I was coming back, drugged out my head.
Yeah.
Screaming, smashing the house up, crying, causing fights with her for no reason, like just screaming in her face, telling her I fucking hate her. But she always knew that behaviour come from problems inside myself rather than like I was reflecting rather than directing it at her.
Yeah.
You know, I was reflecting my own troubles to the person closest to me, which was my mum, rather than like I wasn't telling her I fucking hated her because I hated her. I was just saying it because I wanted to cause some pain and release that pain.
Yeah.
And she always knew that, and she would always let me scream, shout, cry, and then she would hold me.
Yeah.
And then she'd always be there in the morning to tell me everything was all right.
Yeah.
And then I'd fucking go off again and get more fucking drunk and get fucked up again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was sort of something to honour her.
Yeah.
And what she had done for me.
No, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I relate to that a lot. You know what I mean? Because I know when I come back from Iraq the first time, I was just a fucking loose cannon, and literally it was like I couldn't get rid of, because obviously I was a young lad, went to Iraq, and then I lost my first mate. You know what I mean? Danny Coffey, and I bottled it up. When I come home, that was my time to release the valve then, but I didn't know how to talk and that, so I just drank, and drank, and then that one day I blew up, and I went at my mum. I smashed the house up. I went berserk, and it does have massive toll on family and stuff like that. But from there, I disappeared. Then we lost contact, and that relationship was destroyed. You know what I mean? So for your mum to stay there and realise what you're going through and be supported, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant, and I applaud her for that. So once you've gone through these scenarios and this pain and obviously drinking and fighting, exploding and stuff like that, did it sort of ease off over time, or was there something that popped up that? Because what I'm trying to do is get a mental picture of the trauma, the pain you're going through after war, and then how it released. Like my release was, I hit rock bottom where I went to suicide, and they didn't work, those attempts, and it was just I was just a case of where I was just an entity. Then I was just floating around with no focus in life until I met my partner now. You know what I mean? So, was there something that come into your life, or something happened, or did you find a new love that lifted you from that, or
all in one, literally
really?
all in one. Yeah, pretty much very the same. Hit rock bottom when cocaine was okay. It just gave you a high.
Yeah.
Enjoyed the night more. Then when I started moving on to MCAT, which is like plant food,
Yeah.
that would then really fuck you up and twist your mind, and
Yeah.
it felt dirty.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of shame that come with that. But that still lasted a long time.
Yeah.
But then I remember waking up after one of those bad sessions, and for some reason I was just thinking, what would the 20-year-old rifleman do to me if he could see me now?
Yeah.
And what I was doing. And I was very realistic, and I stayed in that night. And then I wrote I can't remember what come first, the poem or the first chapter, which ain't the first chapter now, but the first bit of Bombs for Breakfast that I wrote. Can't remember which one of them come first. But I basically just wrote how I felt.
Yeah.
I just thought, all this that's inside that's causing this damage needs an outlet.
Yeah.
So I wrote it down. I posted it on Facebook because that's what everyone does. And the response I got from other lads feeling the exact same way, is what made me realise this is something worth doing.
Yeah.
And also it was the gratification. People saying I was good at something made me feel good about myself.
Do you think that replaced your military? Because obviously you're a good rifleman, you're good in the military.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously when that ended, that stopped.
Yeah.
And obviously with me, the same as me, I felt lost until I started doing stuff like this. You know what I mean? And I found my passion,
a vocation.
So it was like you when you started writing. Do you realise that
that started to fill some of the gap? And the more good things that I done, the better I felt.
Yeah.
And I always, through that whole period, for some reason, I knew I was going to come out the other end.
Yeah.
It was never like, oh, I'm going to be a fucking druggie forever. I fucking love it. I
You
always
knew it was a phase.
Yeah. Well, I knew it was like, this is supporting me in a weird way. This is making me feel better for now, but I know there's going to be something
Not
more.
condoning drugs and stuff, but that was your time where you needed to just blow it out. And
yeah. And it distracted me from looking at who I really was.
Yeah.
Which at the time was a fucking failed rifleman.
Not failed.
Fucking kicked out my fucking house, nearly fucking losing that, in debt with a bank, no job, living in my mum's fucking box room, not a penny to my name, living off a fucking war pension. I didn't want to look at that. Instead, I wanted to look at, oh, I'm fucking going out Friday. That's who I am.
Yeah.
I'm having a fucking laugh. Yeah. So it was a way of deflecting from my reality.
Yeah.
And creating my own sort of, like this Charlie Sheen persona.
Yeah.
Well, it's fucking all right for him to do it, and everyone looks up to him. It's all right for me to do it.
Yeah.
It was kind of just escape
sort of
from
thing.
reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. It weren't really how I felt. I felt like the real me, but this gave me an excuse to do something else.
But it was better being like that than it was.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Because I probably would have fucking killed myself if I looked at.
Did you think about it?
Yeah, I was very suicidal, but I never wanted life to end.
Yeah.
So I never ever would have done it.
Did you think that there was something more for you, or did you just, because obviously you knew there's potential in you with the writing and stuff like that, did you always think there's more?
Certainly, and that caused its own problems.
Yeah.
But so when I started writing, I thought I was going to be a fucking famous author and I was going to fucking make millions.
That's the mindset, isn't it? Again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
I thought the book's going to be hard to write, but then it's going to be so easy because everyone's going to want to read this.
Yeah.
And it was like the other way around, where it was like the book was fucking easy to write because I love writing. So going sitting in Costa for fucking 4 hours, tapping away, I'm happy. I'm in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And that was the idea when I started writing the book. And that's when I started, I would say, going out less.
Yeah.
And, sort of
you had a focus,
stopping the drugs.
Yeah.
Then I met Emily, and I met someone who I wanted to be better for.
Yeah.
So then that made me, again, shift focus from escaping my reality to just making my reality somewhere I'd want to live.
Yeah.
So those two things in conjunction put me on the steps to making foundations that I wanted to live in.
Yeah.
Rather than having something that I wanted to escape. So
Okay.
once my life was a little bit better, it made me easier to live there, rather than I need to go out the fucking weekend because my
Yeah.
life's shit.
Yeah,
It's like I had
putting the mask on
something.
again, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't need to wear the mask once I was happier in my own life.
Yeah.
So that's when I ended up getting a job again, moving back into the house, sorting out my debts, everything like that,
Yeah.
getting my life back to a better place.
No, it's like you said, it's a success story. You know what I mean? It's like anyone, I've done it. You know what I mean? Anyone that comes through that pain and that struggle and makes something more for themselves. Even like people go, oh yeah, because I love success stories. I love the way the lads or the girls leave the military and go on to do great things.
Same.
But great things isn't making millions of pounds.
No.
Great things isn't getting the dream job. No, the 40, 50, 60 grand a year. Great things is taking control of your life again. Even if you're getting, I don't know, £100 a week, but you're working and you're loving it and you're getting on top, having a family, going on that breakaway or staying at home and having what they call the homecation or whatever you call it, to put a smile on your face after enduring that much trauma, that's a success story to me. And it's like, and that's why I like the guests I bring on here. I just normal, like say normal stories, but to me they're massive. You know what I mean? Anyone that turns around and goes, yeah, I beat suicide, yeah, I beat trauma, yeah, I beat myself, I beat adversity. You know what I mean? It's heartwarming. You know what I mean? And then that makes me go, right, okay, go more, do more. You know what I mean? And that's what I want to inspire other people to do as well. You know what I mean?
That's exactly why I wrote the second book, to be able to give people what I and Emily had given to me.
Yeah.
And the second book, it was never to be published or anything like that. It's just something I emailed out to other veterans, the Veterans Guide to the 21st Century.
Yeah.
And it was all just about making your controllable aspects of your life just a little bit better.
Yeah.
And my objective was to lead people away from suicide.
Yeah.
By if your life's a little bit better, it gives you more of a reason to wake up in the morning.
Like micro goals sort of thing. So you do have micro goals, and then once you conquered one, like I talk all the time about just getting out of bed. If you can get 1 foot out of bed, you're 1 foot out of bed better than you was the day before. Like talk about agoraphobic and stuff like that. There's points in my life where I could knock it out the house. I'd lie in bed and go, no, I've got my daughter now. I've got no choice. I can't even get in the bed. You know what I mean? But I've got my reason to climb out of bed, and like getting out still a struggle, but I've got that focus. I've got that reason to keep going. You know what I mean? And like I would say, anyone that's been through something traumatic, whether it be through war or even not just military, no civilian, you know what I mean? Everyone's mindset's different. Everyone's tolerance towards trauma and bad things is always different. You know what I mean? Even if you can just conquer that one micro goal, go, okay, let's get down the steps, let's get down the stairs, let's get to the kitchen, let's turn the kettle on. You know what I mean? Let's open the blinds, let's open the window, let's put 1 foot out the door, let's look at the door, see what everyone else is doing. You know what I mean? It's just that one step, keep moving forward every day. That's
what needs to be done.
I wanted to write a book. You know what I mean? I was going to write a book. Obviously, nothing like yours. You know what I mean? I use a Crayola, but like big sheets like that. But I was like, oh, well, I couldn't write a book like that, the size of it. You know what I mean? Like, what's yours? Like 280 or 300 odd pages?
300 something pages.
Yeah.
It was about 500.
So like, and then I thought, well, if you write one line a day,
you
know what I mean? It's like, or 1 page a day or whatever. By the end of the year, you've got a book. You know what I mean? And when I thought about that, I thought about life in general. You know what I mean? So if I have one goal a day, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I won't wear my dressing gown today. I'll step into the shower or do this or do that and do one thing more and more every day. Before you know it, you're fighting forward. You know what I mean?
It's like weight loss.
Yeah.
if you expect to wake up in the morning with a six pack, you know, you're gonna be fucking massively disappointed. Every day you wake up, I haven't got a six pack. Well, I might as well fucking kill myself.
Yeah.
But if every day you eat slightly less calories than you did the day before,
Yeah.
in 6 months, a year, you might have that six pack.
Yeah.
But it's a journey,
Yeah,
and
of course it
life is a journey, and that's sort of like what fucked me up with a book is I thought I would publish the book and my life would go,
Yeah.
you know, and I'd wake up, I'd be a fucking millionaire.
Yeah.
And it didn't, and that, all the lessons I've learned has helped me stay on a wavelength.
Yeah.
Because if I, like Emily knows, if I go too high, the next day I'll go low.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the next day I'll go high again, then I'll go low. And the book done that, it put me on a massive high.
Yeah.
And then I had to come low again. And by reassessing your goals and setting manageable, reachable goals,
Yeah.
no, your life doesn't turn around instantly, but 6 months to a year,
Progression, yeah.
you get a little bit further and a little bit further. And if you can go up a mountain, you know, in a very small, gradual way,
Yeah.
you still get to the end of the mountain, but it's a lot safer
Yeah.
than trying to go up in, you know, 10 miles a minute.
But the thing is, it's like they always say, is enjoy the journey, don't they? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I think that's what a lot of lads and girls that leave the military forget about. Like your time in the military of going in, training, and every day is more progression, more progress. And then before you know it, you've hit your peak of smashing ops and, you know, you're abroad and doing stuff. That's a natural progression. You don't just get in the army and the next month you're in Afghan. You know what I mean? It's a natural progression, and that's like life. And like with myself, like I'm like now with me podcast and my show, I'm like, right, I want to get to this destination here, and I always get too ahead of myself. You know, yeah, next one. But I have to slow down. My missus says it as well. Just slow it down and just do each one as it comes. Enjoy each one. You know what I mean? And it's got to the point where I couldn't speak to anyone. I couldn't even look people in the eyes. Like what, 3-4 years ago, I couldn't even look people in the eyes. Like I look at them and go like that, and I literally could not. I was frozen with fear with it. You know what I mean? Now I can sit here and stay and talk to you all day. It's crippling me, like, but you know what I mean? I'm slowly moving forward and slowly progressing. And I never used to like talking to people. When people start talking to me, I go, okay, yeah, all right, I've heard you now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Very uncomfortable.
And a lot of lads are like that. You know what I mean? But now it's like I'm interested in people's stories because I think it sounds selfish, but I go, what can I take from your story? How can I better myself with your story? And once I've got that and I've bettered myself, what can I do to help other people? And it's all about positivity all the time. It's all about taking positivity and even take negativity as well. If you take a negative thought or an action, it's like, okay, how can we better that? How can we flip that into a positive? You know what I mean? And that's what life's all about, is making things better and making things better for the other people.
I
You
feel
know what I mean?
that the more good things you do, the better you feel about yourself.
Yeah, of course. They always say, don't they? The more you give, the more you'll get back. And it's not. It's not wealth. It's yourself. It's how you make yourself feel better and be just a better human being. You know what I mean? So sitting here now and seeing your book there, and obviously you've done signings and you've seen your book about that. How does that make you feel? Does that put you on that high? Do you feel proud seeing in your book?
I do, but a bit like you, that's done now.
Yeah.
You know, it served its purpose. I'm just glad it helps people.
Yeah.
More
It's helped
than
me.
anything else. But see, then that to me, that means more to me than anything else.
Yeah.
It's just now about what am I going to do next?
Yeah.
And
There's
trying
always
to
the next
achieve.
stop in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I think too much about just that, then I'll never get to where I'm going.
Yeah.
And the military was kind of the same. If I just always sit back and think about the rifleman that I'll never be again, you know, it's only ever going to stop me. In that veterans guide, I wish I could remember the figures because it was ridiculous. But my time in Afghanistan, for my years I've been alive, something like 1%.
Yeah.
And it was like, fucking hell. So that 1% controlled the 99%
of your life.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. And it was about putting that in proportion.
Yeah. But I've even thought about it this way as well. It's like, right down to say an incident that happened in Afghan, and it sticks with me, still sticks with me now, and it haunts me still. That one incident, from the time it started to getting into the basically it was two engineers. They both got banged. One was an amputee. This is in Wishton. We got them in back into the tent in Wishton, and then I helped the medics with another few lance jacks, tourniquet, and helping the medics and stuff like that. When we stepped out, we were literally in there 5 minutes. It felt like I was in there for half an hour.
Yeah.
And we stepped out, and that sticks to me, just because it wasn't seeing the blood and stuff like that. It's because of seeing the faces that they were making, seeing the face of the lad, and that stuck with me for so long. But that 5-10 minute incident, like that part of my life, has affected me. What now? 10, 11 years later. And it's like, well, why is that one instance controlling me? They're fine now. They've gone on to do massive things. I think one's a tailor. He's got a massive suit company. He's doing really well. I'm sure he's on the news. And I sat there going, fucking know him. You know what I mean? But yeah, and it's like, but then I look at that and go, well, no, you've gone far. Same as my mate Craig Wood. I think he was the first triple amputee.
Yeah, sailing around the world.
Yeah, he's smashing it around the world. And I never spoke to him for years and years because I felt it was my fault. You know what I mean? I felt bad. You know what I mean? I got talking to him, and I was like, lad, I love you, and I'm massively proud of you. And he's like, just being a pirate, just cutting about fucking
He's
sailing
Gucci
around.
lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's mega. He's absolutely mega.
Funny, man.
He's an absolute. There's a photo of me and him in Wishton sat on the wall, and I've got hair like that. This is before it fell out. I'm sat there like that, all this hair, and he's the same. I think he had a shaved head actually, because he flown out on his 18th birthday.
I remember, yeah.
And we're just sat on the wall like that, just chilling, just biffing up, like, you know what I mean? And I think it was like 2 weeks later, he got banged, like, and but from seeing him there, and I remember the way he acted, he was like dead shy and all this. So now he's like doing wheelies in his boat, just cutting around, just alley as fuck. It's like,
yeah, he is alley.
It's like the things you can do after being traumatized and injured, whether it be your eye or an amputee or with mental health, you can go so much more further. And I believe that trauma, once conquered, can bring you, like, do you think you would have been an author if you never got injured?
Ooh. No, well, no, I would have stayed in.
So you wouldn't have written a book?
No.
You wouldn't have found a new part of yourself, and you wouldn't have helped people? So, in a way, you've sacrificed something to give, in my eyes, to give something much bigger, because you've helped so many people. You know what I mean? So, you haven't failed as a rifleman at all. And you said you failed a failed rifleman. No way. Do you still feel like that now?
Yeah, some part of me, yeah.
Yeah. I can't say it. Like, I think you've done the rifleman thing, and you've gone from one strength to a much bigger strength. I'm getting nods over here as well.
I'm certainly a better person.
Yeah.
Than I would have been if I would have stayed in.
Yeah.
I'd have probably been a horrible fucker if I stayed in, because that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
To be in with the alpha males, to make sure I was one of the ones beating my chest.
Yeah.
So and I'd do anything that it took to be that person.
Yeah.
You know, it was go and punch him for no reason, go and do this for no reason.
Oh, we've all done that.
Well, I'm gonna fucking do it then.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I ain't having anyone saying that I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking be the first one to do it.
Would you have
do it hardest.
met your missus and all that if you'd stayed in?
No.
That's when you always look at the positives, don't you? Like, I wouldn't have my family, my missus, my baby now. You know what I mean?
That is how I look at it.
Yeah. You have to.
I'd have a lot less if I would have stayed in. And if I'd have stayed in, if I went back now, I'd probably know like one person. And I'd have changed.
I wouldn't be able to cope now.
No.
It's too fucking weak. In my eyes, it's too weak.
Yeah.
But that's not saying the military's weak before anyone fucking starts kicking off. I'm not saying the military's weak. What I'm saying is it's different to a way it was when we were in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
they cared less about the minor stuff and cared more about the bigger stuff.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
Yeah.
when I was in. Now I think they care more about the minor, the aesthetics.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's more like the rifles now is like the poster.
Yeah.
The poster regiment for the army. It's like, oh, look, all clean, all this and that. When I was in, like, I went in as a green jacket, you know what I mean? And we never polished, I never polished my boots. It was just field soldiers.
It was like that. It was like that because we still had a lot of green jacket traditions at 4 rifles. And by the time I was leaving, they were really phasing out.
because of the amalgamation.
Yeah.
And I'm not slating off any other regiments.
I
But
know,
once
but
everyone come in,
they
started
carried a
to
lot
go,
of it over.
It went a bit anal, like you mean, stable.
Mhm.
But I think they started putting stable belts on us over smocks at one
Yeah.
point.
Oh, really?
And I'm sure the lads started striking. Like, you're not allowed to strike in the army, but we're like, not that.
Yeah.
Like, we had like 190, what is it, 190 smocks down to your knee, hands in pockets, bezza.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cap badges
Yeah.
round the left-hand side.
Even the
Started creeping round.
well, over your ear. You know what I mean? You're not 3RGJ.
I know, yeah, that's how it used to be, though, weren't it? You'd have it right
Yeah,
round
yeah.
here, and then you'd have the triangle coming down.
Yeah.
And then it was all, no, that's got to stop.
Yeah.
I remember by the time I was getting out, it was like you had to have polished boots for battle PT. And you had to have creases in your trousers for battle PT.
Ugh.
And that's when it started getting like, what the fuck, we've never done this.
No.
And that's the way.
You iron your
It's
you,
turned.
you iron your combats and stuff, and then you put it in the dryer, and you fucking whack it like that, and you go, yeah, stick them on.
Exactly,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? And no one gives a shit because
No.
you got on parade, and 5 minutes later, you're out in the field. You know what I mean?
But it all started changing.
Yeah, massively. But maybe it's for the better. But we won't go into that. That's a story for another day. You know what I mean? But it's gone absolutely Baltic in here.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely
freezing.
fucking freezing.
I'm like, fucking.
Sean's out there all wrapped up with his hat on, all that, like that, looking like different.
You
And
got any hexy?
Hexy TV.
Monging it out. What did you say?
Those are the days, mate. But yeah, it's been absolutely a pleasure to have you on, mate.
Fucking mega.
I've really enjoyed it. But like I said, I take inspiration from so many different people, and I read your book, and it inspired me straight away. And that was why I was like, I think Warren got hold of you, see if you want to come on. But I was like, get him on straight away. You know what I mean? And mate, I wish you all the best in the future.
No, you
And-
too.
and
This
you-
is fucking awesome, and it's helping people. So
That's
just to be a
the
small
idea.
part of that is fucking awesome.
Well, I know you're gonna help a lot of people with this. And I can't thank you enough. And thank you for coming down. Nice to meet you. And anything you need in the future, give me a shout.
Fucking awesome, mate.
Nice one, brother. Yeah, man.
Cheers, bro.
Just put my plant back up there. Yeah, man. Done. Wake up.